What's good with it? It's your boy, Simon Phoenix. This is Shots Fired Sunday Night Rant. What up, what up, what up? So as we slide into another fun-filled Sunday night rant, all I can say is this raggedy ass computer, oh my God, it has been kicking my ass. But it is what it is. So, besides my computer being a piece of shit, I'm always probably going to complain about it because it blacks out or runs updates when it's not supposed to. It's a mess, but it's all we got. Over here at I'm broke, baby. Y'all know how I do. I am broke. It's a tight fight. Shout out to the sponsors. Look. Hey, they keeping the lights on. That's about all we can do. Shout out to the sponsors. Oh, man, Dr. Bar Vodka, thank you very much for your contribution to keep the lights on. We appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As I sip some Dr. Bar Vodka. Hey, look, and if somebody says something about I said it one too many times, hey, man, I'm going to cuss you out. Because they are the only people sending the bag. Earl's check bounce. I'm just going to tell y'all, Earl's, they check bounce. Had to call their CEO in and talk to him reckless. Anyway, so what I really wanted to talk about tonight was I got an email. Email says, hey, Simon Phoenix, what do you think of Michael B. Jordan being the next Superman? ... And so I think to myself, I say, ooh, this is interesting because there's so many things to unpack in my ability to rant because it's right in my wheelhouse. I love superhero stuff. So let's get busy. Now to start off with, some people will say, hey, what about race? Why are you going to make that a point at some point in time in your little conversation? And what I would say to them is this. There are numerous superheroes that are African American or African. They should be getting the limelight. If you're having a race conversation with me, they already exist in superhero mythos. I'm not a big fan of let's change a character's race to make it more pleasing to the broader public. So what I mean is if you take Superman as a character and you say, we all know Superman is a white male with dark brown hair, a little swoosh in the front. You know what I'm talking about. He got that sexy swoosh. That's your boy, right? He rocking that red cape. We know what Superman gonna look like. So when you tell me that you're gonna put a black guy in there, and not to say that there hasn't been black superhero stories told with a black Superman, I know this. But one of them was like a Barack Obama character. The other one was a paste and copy Superman. He even had the swoosh that I'm making fun of. So wait. So you're going to tell me that one of the hottest black actors you're going to just stick in there just because? Seems fishy. I'm sorry if I'm keeping it real, but it seems fishy. It seems problematic. Because if you're Warner Brothers, if we're just talking about Warner Brothers and doing this, right? You're Warner Brothers and you have access to what I would say is your saving grace, which would be the Dakotaverse. Now, here's what I'm talking about. So the Dakotaverse is a whole own entity because of Milestone Media. So Milestone Media is a black-owned comic book company, and they produce characters such as the Incredible Icon, Rocket, Hardware, and so and everybody's everybody loves the main guy that you think of when you talk about it, and that person is Static Shock. So when you talk about someone like this being, oh, they got Static Shock. Okay, I know who Static Shock is. He popping. Then you find out that they have the equivalent to Superman in Icon. And Icon himself is a very, very, very interesting superhero. Now, when I talk about being very interesting, what I mean is Icon is a guy that has a similar story to Superman, but not quite. Some things have been rearranged and switched up, meaning that he comes from another place, but he doesn't come as a baby. But when he hits Earth, he transforms back into a baby to the surrounding most intelligent people, which happen to be blacks and slaves. And then he lives a lifetime in America from slavery all the way up to current time. And he's just basically pretended like he died, and then one of his sons took over his name type dude. He low key, but he's super intelligent, and he's just waiting for the technology on Earth to catch up so he can fix his ship. But he's a beast. Super strength like Superman, but he can control energy so he can make shields and stuff out of it. He doing all this extra. He that kind of superhero. Like, he's the guy that flies up and catches the whole spaceship. For those of you who don't know, he's that level powerful. Well, DC or Warner Brothers have a deal with Milestone Media. That's how you get to know who Static Shock is. And I sit back and say, well, why y'all don't use them? Now, my brain tell me, well, they probably don't want to use them because they don't want to pay that money. They don't want to drop that bag. That's why they don't, Phoenix. They don't want to drop that bag. They don't want to put the money on the floor. That ain't what they want to do. But then the other side of me says, maybe they want to keep it all in-house, straight control. They don't want to say that, hey, they had to go to somebody else. Now, me personally, I feel like if you did the Dakota verse, because it's already laid out, you can do that cinematically and blow. And I know you was looking at that Black Panther money. I know you was watching it. I know you was staring at it. You was like, ooh, that Black Panther money was coming in lovely. I want a piece of that. If we can do half of that, let us get 500 mil off of spending 110. Let's do that. And so I asked myself as a nerd, and then on top of being a nerd, to say as a blurred, which is a black nerd, this is interesting because I don't want any hate for Michael B. Jordan because I think he deserves the world as an actor. I'm behind all the actors to let them play their parts, do what they do. But I see him in a better role than that. I just see that there's characters that he could be within those universes that would be better characters, better suited for him than to be the BlackSuperman. I don't think that he should want to carry that mantle as that guy. That's just my personal opinion. Like I said, I want the world for him as an actor. Let me make that very, very clear. I'm not trying to show no hate, but I just see this not going in the right direction for him. I think that he would be much better suited to be a guy like, I'm going to say it because I got to say it, but I think he would be right now where he is. I think that he would be more better in stature to be something like Hardware, even though you don't want to put the prosthetics and stuff on, because if for those that don't know, Hardware is very similar to Iron Man in a lot of ways. He's that type of character, but I just don't really see Superman right there. to answer your question. But I think it's a little deeper than that. That's why I tried to go around those points. It's just, I feel like it's a little more deep than the fact that, we're going to get a black Superman. I just feel like that's a play for the bag. And that's just my personal opinion. I think that if we get a black Superman, it's really just a play for the bag. And I'm curious how society is going to take it. I really think that it's going to do decently. I think if it's a good movie, it will do decent. I think if it turns out to be like the black actors just holding it together, like a lot of movies that we get out of Hollywood with the black lead, then I think, y'all might be in trouble. Y'all might be in trouble because it's not going to have the same monumental movement to me, I don't feel like, as a Black Panther movie. I think that was just a special movie on a lot of levels to make it so universally those of color everywhere will be like, oh yeah, I want to check that out. I just got to see. On top of those that were already invested because of what was going on in the Marvel Universe at that time and how they were running the game, I really do see yo, I had to go see that movie. I had to know what was going on next. I think that was the perfect storm, so to speak. Inside X-Men joke. You'll catch it later. So, I hope that answers your question on that right there. Hope that makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, Icon as a character, personally, I do believe that he would be better served in the role of a Superman. His story is just so much more interesting, and he could bring some kind of levity into the Superman mythos of an idea. That idea of a guy who's in a cape and everything. So we've seen like Superman. Now we've seen Homelander, so he's like an evil version of Superman, but less powerful. We've seen the movie with the Superman that's a little kid and he's all evil. We've seen that. So we've seen the idea of Superman in several different ways. Even now, for those people who are watching Invincible, right? That's a really good show. If you don't know, catch that. That's on Amazon Prime. And that's a show about a race of people that it's kind of like, what if the Kryptonians survived and they behave kind of like Saiyans did, if you ever paid attention to Dragon Ball, where they just ran around and conquered planets, but they went under the guise of heroes or helpers, and sooner or later they would figure out how to take over that planet, weaken them from the inside, so to speak. And Invincible is all about a young man who finds out that he is one of those people and his dad is there to take over Earth. And then that's just some left field deep shit. So we've got that. So it would be very, very interesting, right? If we got a guy who was in the Superman lane, but not Superman. See, that's why I feel like DC is dropping the ball. If you're going to give the black Superman essence, he doesn't have to have the S. So I think that's why Icon is so easy, that you just gotta pay the bag, bro. Pay the bag, but it's gonna make you more money in the end, is my opinion of it, because the Dakotaverse is already set up and you already have an iconic character as Static, because Static was a cartoon in the mid-90s. So a lot of kids grew up watching that show of a black young superhero fighting crime in his city, and they learned about the Dakotaverse. Well, the other characters, Icon, Rocket, Hardware, and others, come out of that universe. It's a self-made universe that you could make and then wrap the DC universe back around it. But that might be too deep for them because they don't think like that. Now, me, I see the game. Now, somebody might give them this podcast, and then they be calling me like, yo, we doing the Dakotaverse. You get no money, but we know you came up with the idea. Like, damn, I needed some of that bag. Because I'm telling y'all, that's that would be a way better way of handling that as a property, especially because you have a deal set up with Milestone Media. They should really look into being able to use everything in the Dakotaverse and make those into movies and make it make sense. I think they could really do it, and that would give them their collective universe wrapped in some deep stuff, especially if Milestone Media presses the issue, because it's so well written in a superhero way, but in a mirror image of what goes on in Black America. And I think that right there is something that society has never seen, and that niche might be the thing to blow up. How about we slide up out of here? You know how I do. Slide out real quick, get a commercial break in, and then we'll be right back in like 2 and 2. You know how we do. All right, right back.
Stock the bar vodka made right here in Michigan. Distilled from Michigan red winter wheat. The red winter wheat provides this drink with one of the smoothest flavors known to man. Stock the bar vodka, premium quality. Our motto is smooth taste with a purpose. And now, the official sponsor of Shots Fired Podcast. Stock the bar vodka. Pour up a glass. Drink with a purpose.
Yeah, you know what it is. Shots Fired Podcast popping.
Hey, are you tired of having that upset stomach, that bubbly guts feeling? Then I need you to get with Tyrone's Gas X. That's right, Tyrone's Gas X is known to stop upset stomach, farting, wet farting, hard farting, bubble guts, squishy guts, and the runs.
Please use as directed. Side effects may be hair loss, weakness of jawline, weakness of pull-out game, limp dick, and pimples.
Tyrone's Gas X. Stop you from having that shitty feeling.
Welcome back to Shots Fired with Simon Phoenix.
So, as we were talking about superhero shit, this next email asked me, yo, Phoenix, I know you into comics and superheroes. Did you get off into watching Invincible? If so, what did you think? So, what did I think with Invincible? Since I did watch it, I was really impressed. I am a huge superhero guy. So because I'm in that universe, I look for that. I had read like 2 of the comic books previously, so I had some idea of what I was getting into, but I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was very similar to me, to The Boys, but not in the same vein, so to speak. Excuse me. The Boys is more adult with some real dirtbag in it for no necessarily reason, because it just got to be some dirtbag activity, I feel like, at sometimes. And I felt like Invincible was more like a look at what would happen if a powerful force of genetically superior individuals took it upon themselves to say that they were either going to rule the galaxy or destroy those that opposed them. And what would that look like if they were amongst us on Earth and they had children? And I find that to be really interesting because their genetic pool makes them so strong that no matter who the hell they mate with, they make them. They can go out in space and mate with rocks. If the rocks is alive, they still make them. Like, that's dope. And they live for hundreds and hundreds of years. So it's one of those things where they like, yo, when I go somewhere, I just wait to see what happens and see if they fold or they gonna worship me or whatever. And I think that from a thinking version, like left field, using your mind, watching how this progresses, that's something that's mind blowing. To say that I'm a villain and I got to say I'll kick my feet up and I got time. Because I'm not really a villain. I'll let y'all do what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to stop that. I'm just watching. And after a while, I'll see if either I can control y'all or y'all die out, or I done populated with so many chicks that it's an army of my kinsmen because they're all my kids. And we'll just run ramshack through here. Like that idea, and you come from a planet that's just like you. Like you can call for reinforcements, which makes it even crazier and deeper of a plot where you're watching like one level, but you're in the back of your mind, you're always wondering like, when are they going to go really left field with this? So I really thought Invincible was just dope, just off of that how I was viewing it. And then I thought the story to be told as a young person, to find out all of that information about your heritage and what your dad told you when you were little isn't true, and what he's telling you now is the real brutal truth, is crazy. And then how he was trying to accept it and live in that life of being a teenager and just finding out you got superpowers and you are a beast, but you can be murked out. And so it was just, very interesting to watch. So I enjoyed it. I thought Invincible was really good. I'm amped up for season 2, to be honest with you. I thought that it was very pleasurable. So I just wanted to see what they had going on next for that, because I was like, yeah, I want to see what pop off for their next season. I'm very, very curious. So that's that. And then I had one more email, or really somebody, it's still an email. They put it in my inbox and they were like, yo, bro, what did you think when you seen on Red Pill Media that they were talking about Dr. Umar against Kevin Samuels? And I was like, bro, that's a show. That's what I put back. Bro, that's a show. And I'm gonna stick to that. Like, man, that is a show right there in itself. I say surface level, though, I find it very interesting that Dr. Umar would critique anybody in the space. That's what I would say. Like, I find that to be the most interesting thing of the whole encounter, is Dr. Umar is basically like, yo, trying to break down the space, and I'm kind of feel like, really, Dr. Umar, you shouldn't really say anything to anybody about anything. Like, we being honest, like, I wouldn't if I was you, but that's just my opinion, bro. I just was like, oh, wow, Dr. Umar's critiquing cats in the space? Okay, that's interesting. I don't know if this is going to go well. I just don't. My personal opinion, I don't, but we'll see. Like, I do think that's a whole show, and I think it needs to be unpacked in a totally different way than I could on a rant. Like, it would have to be, its own thing, like I did with Derek Jackson. To me, it's just its own thing. You got to break it down and be like, yo, it's this. Now, some people going to agree, some people ain't, but this is my opinion of it, bro. It's really that. You know what I'm saying? And like, those two, in that space against each other is interesting, but it's more interesting that Dr. Umar was the one that was giving the critique. I think that's what makes it the most interesting, at least for me. Because I was like, wow, Kevin Samuels wasn't even messing with you, bro. Like, wasn't saying nothing to you. And the comments he said was like kind of dirtbaggy, but not totally. I mean, because they were the truth, so they weren't dirtbaggy because they was the truth. It was just in how he said it. But, I mean, I could care less personally, but I could see how somebody else would be like, man, look how he did it, though. So I'm going to acknowledge that. And, that is, that's about it right there. That's all I can say. Like, that's a show. I'm just going to keep saying it. Like, that's a show. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I got to wait to see how it unfolds. Like, if it don't turn into no smoke, I'm going to leave it alone. I ain't going to be the one to stoke the fire. That's not my job. I'm not going to turn this into the dirt sheet over here. We ain't doing that. But I will answer questions, and like, I feel like that would be a deeper conversation to have, but I have to see it unfold. Like, if it just turns into the, like, us talking about it as people in the red pill space or people in black media watching this, then no, like, that's not really a real story or anything to talk about. Like, you're stoking a fire, and that's not what we're here for in any context, whether you're a podcaster or the real news or so on and so forth. There's no need for none of that. So, for that being said, let's slide up out of here. Appreciate y'all coming back to the show. You know how your boy do. I'ma slide out Sarge the Dame. You know how your boy do. I be picking all kind of crazy shit off cats' LPs and shit. Holla.
All I need from you, mind, body, and soul. I need the whole half of what I've been missing. You compliment me like the tie around the collar of shirts, button all the way up, tailor-made to fit the body head to the skirt. A classic one, old-fashioned, show this woman's worth. Your frame picture me holding the better and the worse. I do what I was meant to do and do a woman's worth. Paying dues to show the truth, to check your cash and worth. From day one, I've been at day one. The seconds, the minutes, the hours, and all 12 of the months. The past, present, and future to everything that you want and need. Meet me halfway, no play this love indeed. From start to finish, about our business, you ain't stressing me, protecting me. They don't want no problems when you next to me. Besides, we try to keep that profile low. Don't get this position confused, we down bottom for show. All day on the trip, we on a whole new level. Maintaining what we flip so we can split the shit in levels. Investing is where the money at, we think alike. We eating, passing the place to everybody on the team. Everybody ain't the team, I'm just saying I ain't trying to flee. Whatever you name it, it's under the statement. To overstand, we made from God's favor. Blasted from me to the congregations, to every denomination. All I need from you, mind, body, and soul. I need the whole half of what I've been missing. You compliment me like the tie around the collar of shirts, button all the way up, tailor-made to fit the body head to the skirt. A classic one, old-fashioned, show this woman's worth. Your frame picture me holding the better and the worse. I do what I was meant to do and do a woman's work. Paying dues to show this truth, to check your cash and worth. No better love than the love that I love you back. The kisses and hugs and rubbing, ain't no holding back. You probably been missing me and I don't show it back. Just know I mean what I mean when I get back. This shit ain't easy when you need me and I can't call you back. Testing me to touch you, you be teasing, I do it back. Let you know you on my mind through a voicemail. Playing our song in the background. Cal's on a mission, passengers, we the only travelers. Destination Canada, switch it up on these amateurs. Wondering why they mad at us. Real ones, they just congratulate us. Now back to our conversation. Did I say you look amazing in that combination? What you doing, I'ma thank you for it. Told me to shoot and my aim is on. Now you got my favorite on. Birthday suit with a real nice fragrance on. All I need from you, mind, body, and soul. I need the whole half of what I've been missing. You compliment me like the tie around the collar of shirts, button all the way up, tailor-made to fit the body head to the skirt. A classic one, old-fashioned, show this woman's worth. Your frame picture me holding the better and the worse. I do what I was meant to do and do a woman's work. Paying dues to show this truth, to check your cash and worth. Pause, I wanna stare at you from right there, thinking I can't wait to get to you from over here. Understand why they staring, you was in the air. That fresh breath, that refresh, that start there. Half Asian off the peace pipe, North Korea. Dictate every move, watches in the mirror. I'm feeling like we got the timing right, it's our year. From rookies to legends, we coming up profiteers. All I need from you, mind, body, and soul. I need the whole half of what I've been missing. You compliment me like the tie around the collar of shirts, button all the way up, tailor-made to fit the body head to the skirt. A classic one, old-fashioned, show this woman's worth. Your frame picture me holding the better and the worse. I do what I was meant to do and do a woman's work. Paying dues to show this truth, to check your cash and worth.
Shots fired. Sunday Night Rant. Simon Phoenix. Thank you. Ha holla.